Why he should?
The pertinent point here is the independence of judiciary.
Yes.
Sir, you agree with this, sir?
Please address the chair, please.
The Honorable Law Minister, Kiran Rijiju, has made it clear that the purpose of this bill is to make the legislative intent clear about the additional quantum of pension. Fair, sir. I fully appreciate it. But does he understand there is a serious lacuna because though we decide on such matters, we have no role in the appointment of judges. So does this exist anywhere in the world, sir? Absolutely no. Judges appointing judges is unheard. And strangely, I would emphasize the word strangely, the law minister doesn't have a firm view. I, in fact, went through his reply, which he delivered in Lok Sabha. There has been a demand for a national judicial appointment commission which should represent judiciary, executive, legislature, bar, and the public with provisions of transparency and accountability, sir. Let people know who are going to be our judges and their competence, ability, integrity. Should there be a system shrouded in mystery, secrecy, and darkness? Is there any system of appointment of judges in the world which is completely shrouded in mystery, darkness, and secrecy? Sir, only in India. And the law minister is mute spectator of the system. He doesn't have a emphatic reply, emphatic view about this system which is distorting the judiciary's independence. Sir, are we creating, sir, this is not a partisan issue, sir. This affects the whole country. The independence of judiciary, sir. Sir, I want the support of all members. I know my friend Suresh Gobi will support wholeheartedly. And also Mr. Alphonse Kandandar. Sir, why don't you clap your hands, sir?
Please.
He is supporting me. Are we creating a system of patronage, sir? Sir, are we creating a system of patronage or give and take? Are we creating an oligarchy? That's very important, sir. In fact, I am afraid we are creating an oligarchy. Yes. Sir, we have judges' families. There have been many luminaries of the bar who are present here. I don't know why they mention about that. They must be knowing about this much more than any of us. I vouch for the fact that there are brilliant judges with high level of integrity from judges' families. I do subscribe that. But that should be exceptions, not thumb rule in democracy, sir. That should be exceptions. Sir, let me read out a profile of a judge which I happen to see in a High Court website. Please allow me to do so. Mr. Justice so-and-so, I won't mention his name, born on so-and-so date, belongs to a family associated with judges. His maternal great-grandfather, a Chief Justice of India, maternal grandfather was a former acting Chief Justice. One of his maternal uncle, former Judge of Supreme Court. His maternal uncle, Honorable Justice, sitting. It's going on, sir. It's like a long list. Very long. Sir, we all talk about dynasty, sir. The BJP members have been very harsh when they talk about dynasty in Congress party, sir. At least they have passed the test of winning the confidence of the people. Sir, this is a clear case of dynasty. Clear cut of dynasty. Why are we keeping mum on this, sir? Sir, it is 6 years since, it's clear, it's 6 years since the Supreme Court struck down this proposal. But this government has found it convenient, sir, and expedient so that there is a barter. I charge there is a barter. The government has successfully spiked the appointments of those who are inconvenient to them. Kiran Rijiju Saab, you know what I am speaking. And the government has been sitting on the proposals of collegium whenever they find certain names who are persona non grata for them. Some judges are transferred for unknown reasons, sir. It's a punishment. But some Chief Justice openly speaks against secularism, which is against the Constitution, sir. No age criteria for becoming a judge. Some are rejected for want of age. Some are appointed overnight, sir. I don't want to take names, sir, but can we be oblivious about Justice Agil Qureshi, who was not deliberately elevated to the Supreme Court? Wasn't his name proposed? Didn't the government sit on the file? Sir, what was his crime, sir? I would say that he was responsible in sending one of the powerful persons of this dispensation to jail. What else, sir?
You can't take names. Yeah.
As per the Constitution, sir, High Court and High Court judges are not subordinate. Both the Supreme Court and High Court are constitutional courts, sir. But the power of Supreme Court, Collegium, has made High Courts just subordinate institutions. High Court judges are seen coming out with statements which make them eligible to be a Supreme Court, sir. Sir, I will just go to the substantive content of the issue. Sir, Law Minister has been very intelligent. He commented about the demand for a judicial appointment commission, sir. I just looked at his reply. He said that, quote, a view is coming from various quarters, including retired judges. He considers this as a sensitive issue, and yet he refused to give any commitment. This is so typical of this government. He is in fact indirectly telling Collegium that the Supreme Court, that if they don't toe the line, he will crack the whip. Nothing else, sir. Why should the Law Minister shy away from expressing the desire of the legislature and the executive? If he wants an appointment of National Judicial Appointment Commission, let him emphatically make that statement here on the floor of the House. Let him not shy away, because that has been their stand, that has been the stand of most of the political parties here. The government finds the present system, I would say, if he doesn't make an emphatic statement, I would say that the government finds the present system suitable for pick and choose. There are cases when the government had not consented to names by Collegium for years, despite the fact that the Supreme Court had emphatically stated, once returned, executive must give consent. Sir, I will give you some statistics. On 2nd December, the Honorable Minister, while replying to my question, listed number of proposals pending at different levels, which are sent from High Court, Collegium. 75 names are pending with the Department of Justice. 35 proposals recommended by Supreme Court Collegium are pending with the Department. 3 proposals with the PMO. 13 proposals submitted to the Ministry of Law and Justice. So on so. Long list of pending proposals from High Court Collegium and Supreme Court Collegium, which are pending at different levels, sir. I do not want to say anything more or cast any aspersions. True, he must be funneling these proposals through various agencies. I agree. But people will have a lot of suspicions. Kiran Rijiju Saab, people will have a lot of doubts. You should have a transparent system. That's all what I request. But as anyone can make out this the only thing which is missing in this pipeline is transparency. The High Courts currently function with just 59% of the actual strength. I don't want to go to the statistics because many members have doled out what has been the statistics. Sir, I am sure the key framer of the Constitution and first Law Minister, Dr. B.R. Ambedkar, will be turning in his grave, seeing how judicial appointments are made and how the independence of judiciary is tampered with. He must be turning in his grave, sir. It is true that Ambedkar was not in favor of prohibiting judges of the Supreme Court or High Court in taking up an office of profit after retirement. I agree. When this issue came up in the Constituent Assembly debates, he said he will not prevent a judge from taking up a post after retirement. If he had, but I would say in hindsight, if at all he was alive today, he would have absolutely taken a position because he had never visualized a system of post-retirement, I would say, appeasement. Sir, at that time, Professor K.T. Shah in the Constituent Assembly argued for prohibiting such a post-retirement judges. Professor Shivanlal Saksena's words of wisdom in the Constituent Assembly must ring loud in our ears. I would quote, sir, if the temptation of being appointed to the higher positions after retirement is not removed, if it is not removed, it will also be liable to be abused by the executive. If the temptation is not removed, it would be exploited by the executive. or by any party in power